Now, for those that don't know what Mount Rushmore is I believe it's a mountainous area in America.
Yep.
They chiseled out 4 presidential faces on there. Excuse me. There's been a conversation generally about if we was to have a Mount Rushmore, various different things, who would be on there? Whose 4 faces would be on there? Now, it's only 4. And we had, this stems from a little convo we had back in the last podcast that went into a nearly an hour debate. So, excuse me, typing right into the first one, the Mount Rushmore of rappers. I'm going to start off with Buddy. Who would be on your Mount Rushmore of rappers?
I mean, before you even say it, all right, we had this off air, so I'm glad you started with me because you need to get some clarity.
Buddy's bringing controversy straight away.
No, it's just the clarity in it. What is the Mount Rushmore you're looking for? Are you looking for my personal favorites? Are you looking for the achievements and or are you looking for statistically what people are saying? What way are you looking to do this? Because I need to understand that before giving everyone needs to understand that before giving the answers. Because I can say my favorites, because that's personal to me, all right. But then that doesn't necessarily amount to being the best rappers or the best footballers or the best TV program, etc., etc. All right.
You need to mix it. You need to give a logical answer based on all the things that you're
at your disposal
using as variables. So personal favorites, you might want to flick in numbers, you might want to flick in notoriety. It's entirely up to you. But because if you just say personal favorites, then no one can argue with you.
And that's what I'm.
But if you flick in the other bits and bobs, then you have to kind of say, right,
their achievements,
you flick it in. So again, what is your Mount Rushmore?
So who's your 4?
Let's make it easier for you. If you're being paid, this is your job. You need to put 4 people up there. Who you?
No,
put?
but everyone's always going to pick their favorites, and I would tend to say to myself, if I'm picking my favorite rappers, the people that I listen to, or I'd sit there and say to myself, well, look, I'd put in Nas, I'd put in Jada, I'd put in Cole, and I'd put in Drake. Those are my personal ones that I listen to. Do you know what I mean? If I was now to turn and say to myself, who are the best that are out there, then you might start playing to myself, well, I'm putting in Biggie, I'm putting in Pac, I'm putting in Nas, I'm putting in Jay-Z, because those lot sit at a different table, I suppose. So if you're gonna just to round it off, I will say my personal ones. I'll stick to the first list that I turned and said.
Which was?
It was Nas, Jada, J. Cole, and Drake.
Okay, Tongo.
Big Daddy Kane, Jay-Z, Biggie, and Busta.
Wow. That's a hard list, you know. That's a hard list. Citrus, who would be on your 4?
Mine is Biggie, Eminem, Nas, and Busta.
I've put down, you're looking at me, so I'm assuming you want my opinion.
Yes.
So I've put down Busta, Missy, Snoop, and Biggie.
Wow. Biggie made it onto everyone bar Buddy's one, I believe.
Traitor, I mean the truth.
See, it's the thing, I get it. And I know
What's yours, Rain?
See, mine's a bit like, so I'll put on my Mount Rushmore, Cannabis, Method Man,
I like Meth.
Raekwon, and
himself.
Even though he's new, Stove. God, Cook
come
from
on,
Griselda.
Come on, man.
Because there's no one better than him. No one better than him in coke rap. No one. I don't care what people say about Pusha T. I don't care what people say about Jay-Z. There's no one better than this guy.
You know what's mad? I put Method Man in my honourable mentions.
Right.
Thing can tell you.
You know what to ask you, Buddy, about your list, though?
Wait. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
I've got.
Don't do. No. We'll fight. Don't do that. You can't just do that and not tell us yours. Come with it.
Listen, I'm asking the question, innit?
Nah, bruv, come with it. Run your 4.
My 4 would be Nas, Biggie, Jada Kiss, because Jada's big influence for me. And I think the last rapper I would have on there would be probably Big Pun. But what I wanted to ask in regards to Drake, I can see Drake for the influence, but if you don't write your own lyrics, can you really be on there?
All right, so reasons why I would put Drake on my Mount Rushmore, all right, is what he's done for rap, for the longevity that he's done it for, all right, the impact that he's done, the music that he puts out. I mean, every summer for however long we've had a Drake tune that everybody's banging out of their car. Like I watch films, and when I'm watching films, I'm hearing Drake stuff come out, and Drake's tried to do. So I said to myself, look, as much as people might not like the person and certain things that he stands for, all right, I can't now say his influence hasn't been massive. Do you know what I mean? So I would put him on that. Lyrically, I put Jadakiss, because Jadakiss is probably lyrically the best person that I've actually put on there, between him and Nas, all right? And then I put J. Cole in there because lyrically, after them two, it's got to be Jay for me. All right. So I sit there and say to myself, that's why I made my response.
You're saying it's more on a persona when you talk about Drake. So ultimately, what we're saying is the Mount Rushmore is your top 4. So you're saying Drake's persona is what makes him go on to your Mount Rushmore, even though Party Next Door writes his lyrics or whoever else writes some of his lyrics. It doesn't matter who writes his lyrics.
Like I said,
got a persona.
I mean, it's funny enough because Jadakiss actually done an interview on this and said, you can't put people on the Mount Rushmore if they don't write their own lyrics. Right. So I get where this conversation's going. However, all right, I'm looking at it purely on the fact of music. What gets banged when I'm at a club? What gets banged when I'm probably even at home or cleaning up or whatever, or in the car? Do you know what I mean? It's like I would listen. There's a lot of Drake stuff or music that does come out. Whether we like to sit there and say, nah, it doesn't. I don't like him. His music does come out. You're like, I didn't realize Drake was on that, or Drake was on that. So if you're gonna sit there and say he didn't write it, I'm not going into that he did write, he didn't write it argument. All right, I'm just sitting there saying to myself, I'd listen to his music. Like I said, lyrically, the other 3 that I put down, lyrically, they entertain me lyrically. Drake does entertain me lyrically, funny enough, in some of the things that he's got on some of his tunes. So I do sit there and go, you know what, I like your music. So I'm not going to sit there and go, it's undeniable that I actually like his music. So why am I now going to turn and say, well, because it's not a popular choice, and especially right now, after all the things that have been going on, don't put him on your Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? I said, I'll put him on there. I mean, Biggie, one of the arguments I would make about Biggie made what? 2 albums or one album when he was alive, the other album when he had passed away. And I sat there and thought to myself, is there enough on there for me to turn and say to myself, you know what, I'm going to put you on there. Everybody loves the Biggie stuff. And if I honestly, I think I sent you the list, and I said Biggie was on there. All right. And I just actually took him off. I said, you know what, let's do it by my personal choices and what I listen to. So I changed it and took him out of it. Biggie's one of them. Tupac again, another honorable mention if you like. All right. I think he was a poet. That's the only difference. Reason I think he's a very good poet, and he spoke about a lot of things that happen in and around him and stuff like that. So I give him great things. But musically, those are the ones that I would listen to if I had to go and do a search.